I'm at the gym. You know, if I could learn to work out spiritually the way I do this body, how much stronger I would be for God. If we had gains, do we have gains in the spirit? I don't know if you've ever been in the gym or not, man. I really don't know. But weightlifters got these gains. They got goals. They call them gains. In other words, I can push 5 pounds more this week than I could last week. I can do a pound more today than I done yesterday, type thing. So it's a question, man, I've asked myself for years. Am I reaching my spiritual goals? Am I getting the gains in the Holy Ghost, man? Am I getting the gains? Am I getting new levels, new revelations in the Spirit? And if I'm not, why ain't I? And if it's possible, how do I get more, right? But it's something I think about every day, because I'm in this gym every day, man. And every day I wonder, God, what can I do to get stronger spiritually the way I do this body? Because, you know, I got some injuries, man. I got some old injuries, old motorcycle wrecks, and getting trampled by bulls and horses and dude, all kinds of stuff. You know, there's old injuries that plague my body, that plague my shoulders, that plague my legs, my knees. And, you know, I got hit head on by a drunk driver one time on the motorcycle. And it about killed me and my brother. And I struggle with that in my legs. There's a lot of old injuries spiritually that come back to haunt me a lot of times. They come back as hurt. They come back as pain. They come back as memories. They come back as scars, you know. They come back, man. They try to hinder. They try to haunt. They try to slow us down. They try to hold us back. But that's when the Holy Ghost steps in. That's when grace steps in, man. When I'm not strong enough, when I'm doing all I can do, that's when my God steps in and says, no, son, my grace is sufficient. But God, I messed up. Lord, I messed up. Son, I seen you mess up. My grace is sufficient. But God, I tripped, man. I tripped and fell flat on my face. I done something wrong. I seen you fall, son. I was right there. My grace is sufficient. He didn't give me permission to do it, because he said he seen me trip. He didn't say it was okay that I done it, that I screwed up. He didn't say it was okay that I messed up. He said, but when I did, that his grace was sufficient. He didn't give me permission to go do it again. He said, do your best to not do it no more, because my grace, because of my love, because I love you so much. Try not to do it again. But when you do trip, I'm watching you. Just like a daddy running after a toddler, just like a grandpa running after a baby that's just learning to walk. He comes running. And if I get back up, if I fall, he sees me cry. If I fall and I try to get myself back up, he stops. He waits, right? He waits, right? Ain't that what a dad does? Ain't that what an uncle does? Ain't that what a grandpa does? They just wait. Now the woman, she'll go run and grab them up, all kissing all over them, loving on them. What's the dad do? The dad stops. He's like, wait a minute. Let the boy get up. Then the boy gets up, right? He cries for a second, and he goes on and says, oh, you're all right, son. Wipes him off, says, now get on, go on, try it again, right? My grace is sufficient. God says my grace is sufficient, son. I'm here. You're going to trip sometimes. You're going to fall sometimes. But if you'll listen, if we'll listen, man, if I will listen, if I will let my heart hear the voice of God. Because he never stops. The Holy Ghost never stops moving. He never stops talking, man. He never stops operating. That's why the Bible is plain that he said he wrote your name in the palm of his hand. He wrote my name on the palm of his hand. How many times at work do you have to write something on your hand so you don't forget it? Every time. Every time God reaches forth his hand to do something, he sees my name. He sees your name. Every time he reaches forth to do something for you, he sees your name. And he don't forget, man. He don't forget you. He don't forget you. He loves you. He cares for you. And we're nothing without him. We're nothing without him. And he's still saying it. My grace is sufficient. Love you. God bless you.